epic, trash,
Auto sniper.
trash, trash. In this game, trash.
Okay guys, welcome to another video. I hope you are all having a wonderful day, smashing out them kills and getting them wins on Fortnite. So today's video is going to be slightly different. I'm going to be talking about something that a majority of my viewers I think will not know what this is. And the question is, should you buy a 144Hz monitor? Now, the majority of people are thinking, what is this? I will go into this in a little bit, but first of all I just want to talk about something that Fortnite really has specifically for it as a game. A few other games such as Counter-Strike also is a big factor, and that is literally what hardware you're using will ultimately make a massive difference to your gameplay and can actually improve you. So Fortnite is a game where hardware can affect how well you play. This could be switching to mouse and keyboard, having a better controller, having a faster PC which can output more frames. Anything along these lines will improve your gameplay as a whole. So for those of you who do not know, I actually started Fortnite on PS4, which is it's a good platform. It's a plug-in and play, simple, easy, no crashes like I've experienced on my PC sometimes. But the underwhelming factor is that this is a machine that can cost anywhere from $200 to $400 and outputs only 60 frames. So you're instantly at a disadvantage. Where it comes in for PC, however, you can customize and improve your PC's performance on a massive scale, so where you can get outwards of 400 frames sometimes, depending on how powerful your PC is. As you can see for me, I cap my frames at 240, but I can actually go to 320, so you can just imagine how much of a difference that is from console to PC. Moving now back onto the Hertz monitor. What is a 144Hz monitor? So this is where people get very confused, and I won't go into the technical aspects of it because you probably fall asleep and I'll probably make a mistake and get flamed in the comments. But the main overwhelming difference is, if you are playing Fortnite for example on a 144 frame PC, so the PC can output 144 frames, your monitor on the other hand has a thing called the Hertz rate. This is how fast and how quick your monitor can respond and refresh in the time it takes for your PC to deliver a frame. So, for example, if you are playing on a 60Hz monitor, which pretty much the majority of people did, I did it for the first few months while I was playing on my PC. I was still playing on 240 frames, but my monitor was 60Hz, which means out of the 240 frames that my PC delivers, only 60 will be displayed properly and actually give you the proper benefits of 60. Only 60 will be delivered on the monitor because that is all it's capable. Now moving over to the 144Hz monitor. Out of the 240 frames that you get on your PC, your monitor can show 144 frames, which is in effect almost 2.5 times better than the 60Hz monitor. So instantly your game is going to be smoother. You're going to have benefits from other aspects such as FPS will also be much more stable and feel so much better playing it. You can 100% for certain, and this is with no word of a lie because I'll tell you if it's not as good or if it's as bad or anything, I'll be truthful. If you do switch to 144Hz monitor, you will notice a difference in your gameplay. It will feel a lot smoother because on 60Hz monitor you often get a lot of stuttering and it just feels clunky sometimes. One thing you'll also notice is motion blur will not be as prevalent. Even on PC, if you turn motion blur off, even on a 60Hz monitor, it will still kind of look a bit fuzzy while you are jumping in midair, for example, or build fighting somebody. So it definitely increases your visibility and you can track enemies a lot easier. Now, I've only got experience on 144Hz monitor on a controller because I'm a controller PC player. But one thing I can tell you is tracking enemies is so much more easier because they are actually a lot smoother on your screen. Another big advantage, and this is a huge advantage what I found, and it's probably one of the biggest things that has improved in my gameplay, is aim assist. with a 144Hz monitor. Now, it might seem really silly because aim assist is affected by a number of things, a frame rate and how smooth the gameplay is itself, but being able to track those enemies and it being so much smoother, it could be a placebo, but aim assist in my mind has improved and is a lot more accurate. So for you controller players, sometimes you'll understand this, and PC players are always, shitting on aim assist. It's not as powerful as they think, but sometimes if you have aim assist and you feel like you have locked onto somebody, you'll still not hit them because of the bullets will be flying all over and you won't get the kill. It seems to be so much more stronger if you're using a 144Hz monitor, and that's one of the biggest benefits I've found so far. Another bigger benefit of using a 144Hz monitor is the fact that your edits are going to be a lot smoother. And a prime example of this is when you are ramp rushing and you place a floor on a pyramid above you to protect yourself. Now, what you need to do if you want to continue to push is edit through both of them at the same time. However, using a 60Hz monitor, it simply does not refresh in time, and you often can maybe edit the floor panel, but then you'll block yourself in with the pyramid because it was not able to compute it as quickly enough and you've been stuck. The edit did not place. With a 144Hz monitor, it's a very different story. It's a lot faster, a lot cleaner, and a lot more precise and smooth. Now, there's a number of different factors that you have to consider though when you are switching monitor. And a lot of people still do not know this, and this is a massive tip for you guys. And I've got a lot of friends who do this, who I play with, and I simply just don't know how they managed to cope playing like this. I play at the moment on a 24-inch monitor. Mine is a 24-inch 144Hz monitor, which, to be honest, I think is the best size for gaming in general. It's not too big and it's not too small. Another thing which comes with a 144Hz monitor is the response time, and this is in milliseconds. I've got a 1 millisecond response time on my monitor, which is pretty much as small as you can get. It means it is super responsive and super quick. Now, this is slightly different to the 144Hz monitor because it really depends on what TV you are using or display you are using. But you want to be aiming and you want to look at you really want to be looking at your model of your monitor or TV if you're using a TV. Quickly search on the internet and look what the response time is, and you'll instantly be able to tell whether or not you should probably upgrade, because most TVs can go up to 25 milliseconds. My monitors are 1 millisecond, so imagine if you're fighting somebody who's got a 1 millisecond response time versus if you've got a 25 millisecond TV, it's going to be a huge difference. There's also the premise of input lag. I know a lot of you guys sometimes are playing on big screens because it looks really nice. It's 30 inch and it looks really nice at the game. The trouble with this is, which I found playing when I first started playing Fortnite back in Season 6, on controller in my living room, I was playing on a 50-inch TV. And it seemed great. It seemed perfect. It felt like it was a really nice picture. But back then I wasn't good enough to recognise input delay or anything like this. But every time I'd switch back upstairs to my monitor, I'd always feel like I played better. I'd always feel like it was much smoother and I could kill people a lot easier. And that was just simply because I was going to a smaller monitor with better response time, and it was a better Hertz monitor as well. Does 144Hz monitor make you an instant god? Well, I had a lot of this before. So before I had switched, I heard so much good things on Reddit, Google, Fortnite forums, Twitter. People were really selling the 144Hz monitor as if as soon as you plug it in, you'll become the next Booger, the next Tfue or Mongrel. And it's not the case. It will help you if you've reached that skill ceiling, which I felt I had reached when I was trying to edit. I knew I was making the edits properly, but it was simply not keeping up, and I needed to raise that skill ceiling to help me improve a bit better. Has it done that? Yes, it definitely will help you simply improve in terms of raising the skill ceiling. However, if you are generally not a confident player, or you still have gaps in your game, in your building, in your editing, in your aim, you will still need to work on these. It might make it easier to progress, but you still need to put the time and effort in to practice. To really summarise this though, guys, would I recommend a 144Hz monitor? And my actual answer is yes. Simply because, for example, the one I am using is a ViewSonic monitor. I think it's the VXG24 something along those lines. Would I recommend it? Yes, because this was £120, which is not much. My old monitor, funnily enough, was £180, so I actually paid more for a 60Hz monitor than a 144Hz monitor. But it was simply the case that back in the day I did not know that hertz was even a difference. I thought literally, as long as you are getting decent frames on your PC, that's all that matters. But you really do need a good monitor as well. A monitor is one of the biggest aspects to your PC setup that you should always try to get the best possible. Should you buy one? Yes, I definitely think it helps your game, but what you should need to worry about and to be careful of and conscious of is it will not make you a better player. You still have to practice and you still have to put that time and energy into it. But it will help you, of course. They're really smooth, aim is better, editing's better, and the game just feels so much smoother for you, which ultimately will help you improve. That's really it, guys. I try to stay away as much from the technical aspect because it can get very complicated. But I just wanted to raise that issue with people because monitors are a big difference, and I would definitely advise you to give it a go. Thank you for watching, guys, and if you do appreciate this video, be sure to reward me with a subscribe or a like. Thanks a lot, guys. Enjoy your days.